Can I tell you what I relate to the most? And this is going to sound crazy.
What?
Black graduations.
Where do you think this is going, boys? So Bert Kreischer has been falling off pretty hard. And there is no bigger example of this fall off than the Two Bears, One Cave podcast. It used to be that Tom Segura, another well-known comedian who used to be one of the best, they had this podcast where they would get together, they would joke, they would talk about things happening in the world. Well, the podcast has really fallen off. Right now, it is two old men who are very rich complaining about how poor people annoy them, essentially. Especially Tom Segura. Lowest level poors get upset as they've been trained to do when you point out their happy to do what I'm told servant mentality. They don't value their time because their time is worthless. He's talking about you guys and me, by the way. He's talking about us. Their podcast, and this is a controversial podcast, only racked up 120 views. And it only has 2.4 likes. And a majority of these are just people dunking on them the entire time. So I'm going to go through... I've collected, this is only an hour-long podcast, which honestly can barely be called a podcast anymore.
By the way, yesterday we were talking on the phone about business stuff, and you were like, and I said, congrats. I think this is his best season. This is better than this season, for whatever reason, had me laughing out loud harder than the first season. I think it was a lot of black shit. I think that's what I really respond to.
Oh yeah, get ready. By the way, Bert Kreischer's all of his jokes right now in this podcast are like, isn't it funny how black people do this? He's going to make that joke like 50 times in this runtime.
I laughed uncomfortably out loud.
I could hear you.
And there hadn't even been a joke yet. There hadn't even been a joke yet.
Yeah, I know.
Right now, he's saying he was laughing loudly in a theater, and he equates that to the stereotype of black people being loud in a theater. That's his joke right now. Which, as we all know, is very up-to-date and current with the times. Very on-the-nose, topical humor. Good job, Bert.
and half of those slaves were in the room.
Oh, yeah, and then he just called black people slaves.
They were in the room, and I was laughing, and they were like, the funny part hasn't started, Bert. But I knew where it was going. And so Shane reached out, and he told you how much he liked it.
Yes.
And I thought that was really cool.
He's referring to Shane Gillis, the comedian, who, in my opinion, is one of the best comedians going right now. Shane Gillis is very funny. Because
I've known Shane longer than you have, and arguably I'm closer with him, and he never said a fucking word about my TV show.
So Shane Gillis has a show called Tires on Netflix. It's pretty funny. It's no advanced humor or anything like that, but it's got some laughs in it. I need to watch season 2. I like season 1.
Wait, are you serious?
He was like, I can coach you. I do coaching sessions or some shit. I forget what he said, but I was like, he was like, or the other dude, the guy who plays the boss.
By the way, knowing Shane Gillis, the let me know if you want acting tips would absolutely have been a joke. There's no way he would have absolutely unironically said that.
So, but I'm glad he liked your show. That's all that matters.
Robert Kelly.
Dude, how fucking, he's so cut. Dude, he's so cut. The secondhand embarrassment of airing your fucking dirty laundry on live like this.
Did Justin Timberlake reach out?
He sent me a DM. Yeah.
No, are you being serious?
Yeah, he loved it. Yeah.
Are you being serious? That was my one flex.
Oh, no, I was kidding. He did not see us.
JT hit me up. JT and...
By the way, I'm pretty sure Tom Segura did get hit up by Justin Timberlake, but the only reason he's saying no, he didn't hit me up is because he doesn't want Bert to go mental. I'm pretty sure he realizes this is a sensitive point for Bert.
And
so
JB.
He's trying desperately to nurture.
They love the show?
They love the show. JT loved it. He was like, dude.
It doesn't feel as good as a comedian, though.
No, it feels better.
No.
Does that mean Shane just got into the business? JT's been in Mickey Mouse Club. I mean, Shane really kind of barely knows what he's doing. JT is JT.
Dude, that's meant to be his friend. Shane Gillis barely knows what he's doing. Justin Timberlake is Jade. Dude, that is so cringe.
Because I'm
leaving out other people. It was a bunch of comedians.
Yeah, right.
Who else fucking texted you, Tom?
I feel like we should stop there.
Okay.
I feel like we should stop. There's other comedians.
Can I tell you what I want to do?
They get into their first of 6 sponsors that they have for this 1 hour podcast. 1 hour podcast. 6 sponsors.
I want to tell you about an experience I had this weekend where I felt very proud. And I'm putting this out there for anyone listening.
Yeah, just so anyone can relate to this, by the way, guys.
Hell yeah, dude.
Because Bert Kreischer is very relatable.
When you're in your 30s and you hang out with parents, the only thing you can judge each other by status-wise
Just wait.
is job and money and how they're doing that way.
So Bert thinks when you're around your friends and family, the only way you can judge status is by job and money. That's unironically how he thinks. When you want to talk about disconnection from reality, that's what we're talking about. Why are we not judging people based on their actions in life? Why are we not judging people based on the quality of the person they are?
And then at a certain age, that all kind of disappears. And then when you get in your 50s, the currency is health.
Once again, just a heads up, the average retirement age is 74. Most people in their 50s are still worried about money.
As someone who never had money, like when we were young parents, we never had like money, and
Full of shit, dude. Full of shit. You were fucking millionaire rich at 30 years old, dude. Shut the fuck up.
To someone in a nicer house than ours, and I was always insecure about it and going like, God, how do they have this house? How do they have cars like this? What does a post supervisor even do for?
I don't know about you guys, dude, but I never went to fucking Russia on a field trip as a kid. I don't know what fucking school you went to, dude. I never went overseas with my school.
I went to a party this weekend, and I was the diamond. I was the princess bride. I was the debutante. Because at 53, I was in the best shape, Tom. There were dudes getting hip replacements, guys get with stints in, guys that all were like chasing money and chasing that dream, which I chased too, but I just could. It was a weird race, but
I chased it too, but it was a weird race. You got given the world on a platter because you knew Joe Rogan. That's entirely what it is. There are people out there with way better stories than the machine. They don't have access to Joe Rogan to pump them up, dude, but you know?
I was like, they're like, God, you look great. And I was like, thanks. And then they're like, are you working out? I was like, yeah. And it's so crazy. And then I looked at my wife and I went, God, she really got a penny stock and shined it. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, she could be married to the guy with the hip replacement.
Do I even need to say anything, dude? What an unlucky woman having to live with a guy that has a medical problem. That poor person.
Or could be married to the guy that has to watch his, but instead she's got this beast of a savage that still brings it into the bedroom.
Still brings it, yeah.
I know.
What the fuck are you talking about, dude?
And then she convinced her brain she didn't have back pain anymore, and then she didn't have back pain. And I'm like, that's not.
By the way, this is Bert Kreischer's comedy. Is he just says really boring, plain stuff and laughs at it? This is meant to be funny. This is Bert Kreischer trying to tell a joke.
There's all those people that are like, they're like, the best medicine, vitamin D. The best protein, a steak and eggs. You don't need supplements like those guys. I've been sober for 7 years. I haven't sucked a dick outside of, those guys. They're all broken. They didn't really get sober. They stopped drinking.
So this is projecting, by the way. He's completely and utterly projecting. There are tons of people that have quit doing booze or smoking or drugs that have absolutely changed their life. What he's doing is projecting on the fact that he knows he's going to go back to drinking chronically in a minute, and he wants to believe that everybody else is secretly like that. They're just lying.
Almost all of them, if they're on Instagram and they're touting their sobriety, and they're monetizing it with some plan or some program or follow me, watch my workout. They're very, very, very broken people. And
Aren't you getting
I'm just
methadone?
like that.
Anyway, he's out of his fucking mind. Let's go to the next clip, dude. Oh yeah, this is where he starts talking about how because he's no longer drinking, he's abusing staff members. And that's a normal thing to do.
Is your sleep score lower?
Oh, yeah. Another ad, by the way, guys. Another ad, dude. DraftKings, guys. He's trying to tell us how moral he is. He's so much more moralistic than everybody else while doing a fucking DraftKings ad, dude.
Quickly.
That's because who he is.
Like,
That's
I'll
who
give
he
you a
is,
perfect
Switch.
example.
That's who he is.
So we're going into...
He wants everyone to believe he's not that. But he is a Gen X moron who drinks... Though he doesn't even drink the sugar-free variant. He talks about how he used to walk around with a gallon jug of Kool-Aid. The claim to fame, Speaky, that he has is because he was a passenger on a train. The irony is just so it's thick. It's
the only
palpable.
machine he should be concerned with is a dialysis machine.
Yeah, dude, no kidding.
The email was, they need you in the office to do some camera tests for just like 30 minutes. And I went, no.
Right now, by the way, he's talking about how he's pissed off that the people who are trying to put together his show, of which he makes his millions of dollars, have simply asked him to come to the office to test cameras. And he's upset at that. He's mad that people have the audacity to ask him to come to a test run before his live show where they need to get footage for his Netflix or whatever.
And they were like, it's just going to be 30 minutes. And I went, yeah, no. And they're like, but I don't think you understand. And I was like, no, I do understand. And I'm not asking, I'm telling. It's no.
Well, do you have to be nasty or just be? Like,
I feel like what it is, Tom, is pent up years of me realizing this is the way they've always talked to me. Yeah. And now I'm like, oh, no.
Dude, just a reminder, how they've always talked to me. They just asked him to come in and test a camera. They asked him to come test a camera. No one's talking to you rude. You're treating your employees like shit for simply asking you to do something which should be expected.
And then he goes into therapy with this guy and he starts to break down all the shit about who is A-Rod.
Oh, they're talking about some A-Rod documentary. I don't know who A-Rod is, but he sounds like an American footballer. I don't know.
And like even his kids are like, there's two people. There's Dad and there's A-Rod.
Yeah. And you relate to that?
I did in a wild way.
Have you noticed, by the way, not a single moment has Tom had a chance to talk about himself? Oh, he's a baseball player. Thank you, Swish. Tom hasn't talked about himself once. The entire thing has been just Bert fucking airing all of his therapy talking points while Tom just sits there and nods along.
Can I tell you what I relate to the most? And this is going to sound crazy.
What?
Black graduations.
Where do you think this is going, boys? Do you think this is going to be in good taste, boys?
And why is that?
So have you been watching?
I mean, I've seen them before. I'm not like in the season right now,
but you
I
know
what
like they graduate and then the girl does the dance, and then like the white people are outraged, and then black people are like, that's how we are.
Yeah.
And
oh my God, bro. That is so bad, bro. This is so fucking bad. Isn't it funny when black people? Yeah, right, dude.
And
I told you that was going to be his humor the entire way. Every joke, this is how you do quotations, Bert. Every joke that he has isn't it funny when black people?
I see both sides of the fence based on me. Like I am 100%
racist, but
the kid.
Oh, is that what you were going to say?
No, that's not what I was going to say.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I feel like Tom Segura knows what's happening right now, and I think Tom Segura knows that this is the end of the podcast. Dude, they copying backlash, just Bert is. I feel like Tom's kind of stuck here. I don't think Tom wants to talk about any of this. And that, dude, Tom Segura, again, is also a massive piece of shit. And so to make Tom Segura uncomfortable is insane.
The kid who dances and has their moment.
And also, you're the white person that's like, hey guys, pull your pants up and stop with the jibber jabber. Is that what you're saying?
No.
Dude, Tom's kind of cooking him right now. Dude, Tom's kind of cooking him. I'm going to be honest, dude. But he can't say anything about it, Persian. Because it'll just make him look worse if he turns on his co-host. The crew loved it. Yeah, dude, the crew knows. Dude, he's like, I am 100%. And he goes, what, racist?
I 100%.
See, Tom's in touch. Tom's an actual comedian. He recognizes what's happening and he's playing the satirical, like, you're the white guy telling the black people to pull their pants up and turn their music down. Like, he's actually playing on the humor. Bert is so out of touch with this whole situation.
100% am the girl who dances after graduation. And that's me. That's Bert all the time. That's Bert. And then me, sober Bert, realizes that Bert is stealing everyone's sunshine.
Right.
Yeah,
Sober
dude, that's
Bert
what you're doing.
realizes
Yeah, dude, drunk Bert is stealing everyone's sunshine. That's the problem, guys. That's the problem. Bert's like a black person at graduation, evidently. What a fucking idiot, man.
that I'm making this about me when it's about us.
By the way, he's talking right now, what he's describing is narcissism. He's describing narcissism while being a complete narcissist. He's talking about how he has a habit of making everything about him while he's drunk, yet right now he's completely sober and still making everything all about him.
Kevin Hart's kid graduated high school and he ran up on stage and hit like a popper thing, right? Like like a thing that exploded. And he did it. And I don't know if exactly that was, but there's a kid whose name they're also announcing. Like they can't allot time for everyone to have a celebration.
They actually could. They totally could. Absolutely, they could. There's no time limit on a graduation.
And they got to get through names. There's like 500 fucking names to go through.
And they've got
I'm really stuck in the cunt not doing his own screen test. Not doing his own screen test and getting upset that somebody had the audacity to ask him to. He's getting angry at them for asking to do a screen test.
crazy names, right?
Stop doing this.
Is that what you're going to say? You're like, how do you even pronounce this? Quintavious? Go ahead.
Dude, I feel like Tom knows exactly what's happening. And he's trying to get Bert in trouble, and I'm all for it.
Oh.
Let's go to the next one. So next one is plans for when you die. This is a great topic.
My buddy died and they did a merch drop and he moved so much fucking merch.
Who?
My buddy Jeff Mercer. We went to his Mercer Fest. It was a celebration of life. By the way, celebration of life is not as fun as it sounds. He was a great guy. He was a great guy who all he did was serve others. That's it. He was a great guy. And by the way, can I tell you what I loved? I shouldn't say this out loud. The thing I liked most about him is that he liked me. Like,
Dude, that's so... Oh my God, that narcissism is mental. The thing I liked most about this person is he liked me. Oh my God. That is the most narcissistic thing I've ever heard. Oh my God. He just referred to this guy as a good friend. Average Twitch streamer, to be fair. Dude, that's so me, for real, for real.
when not a
You know
lot
who
of
does that a lot is Trump says that a lot. He'll be like,
The difference between them is Tom actually isn't stupid, and Bert is so incredibly stupid that Tom can dance around him in a conversation at will while Bert just stumbles along with his foot constantly in his mouth. 100%.
like, he likes me, I like him. He doesn't like me, fuck him.
I wish he got to see how many people came to his celebration of life. 700 people. It was packed. That's how much he affected people. Is 700 people showed up and they had Mercer Fest shirts. I couldn't. The line was so long to get them. Tom, he must have moved at least 700 shirts. We're talking a trip to. That's like a trip to Hawaii.
So have you noticed, by the way, he hasn't once mentioned anything about what the presentation of this funeral was? Have you noticed that he hasn't mentioned a single time, it was beautiful because of this, it was beautiful because of that? The two things he's mentioned are, I liked him because he liked me, and wow, a lot of people rocked up. He's so arrogant, man.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome. Would you do, because I think a funny one for you would be a shirt where there's like an empty like carafe of Kool-Aid.
Legitimately,
and they have
Bradwell.
the X's over your eyes and your tongue out. So it's like that, you know?
Yeah.
But like, and then the body's limp and there's like a drop, one last drop coming out of the jar. That'd be a fun, you know?
Yeah. Will you do a merch drop when I die and then give Leanne? And I think because I was saying to Leanne, I was like, what do you do when you do a merch drop? Like, what do you do?
Just a heads up. These guys are millionaires. They don't need to do a merch drop to make more money. In this group of people, there is like this mental illness surrounding the obsession with money. That he's talking about him being dead and gone and still trying to work out how to make more.
Do something fun.
And by the way, everyone should do a merch drop when they die. Because
good call.
Because you have friends and family who are going to want to remember you. And gonna want to get shirts and be like, I'll wear this and it reminds me that I'm still alive and I need to work out and I need to get my shit together.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, Bert's talking about how he wants to do.
So I didn't tell you from the very beginning. Guess
He wants to do a mushroom trip, and he wants to investigate his gut health.
I've decided
Oh, no, Tom's investigating
to
his gut health.
examine what's going on in my guts.
Since the start, like 3 minutes in was the last time that Tom talked about anything for himself. So Tom, just a heads up, to keep this in mind, for the first time in 45 minutes, Tom's talking about himself one time.
So I have to shit into a bucket and then scoop that shit into little vials and drop it off at a lab. And I have to refrigerate some. I have to put some in the freezer and some are room temperature. And then I'm going to give it to a lab and they're going to tell me why I shit the way I shit.
Wait, how are you shitting now?
Well, it's just so unpredictable and nothing makes sense to me. So I'd like you to guess. You should guess what it's going to reveal.
Wait, do you ever eat sometimes I'll eat like a marker, meaning like a jalapeno, just to track where my stomach is?
No.
Oh, I do that all the time. Eat a jalapeno.
What would that do?
And then what's before and after it.
Oh, I see what you mean.
So if you eat a jalapeno, then I'll eat a jalapeno and then won't eat anything. And then when I feel the fucking fire shoot out of my ass, I go, and there's nothing in front of that. Wow.
No, I definitely have something going on.
I feel like he's never done that before. I'm making this up on the spot type conversation.
And you have a little.
Yeah, remember we were talking about Tom's lab thing. And now we're back to talking about Bert. Because it always has to be about
Bert. A little one at night. Yeah. I used to be just one big one in the morning and that was it. Now, what is and right now I'm like, usually I'm a little one in the morning, like a medium one in the morning, a medium one at night. Mm-hmm. And so, but what is your shits like? Like once a day?
No, I would say I'm good. I'm usually twice a day. I'm usually twice a day.
Evening and morning?
Yeah, always in the morning. Okay. And then the rest of the day.
The whole conversation has now turned to pooping.
You know they have too much money when they're going to a lab to see what their shit looks like. I'm happy with my shit as long as it's coming out. It's the Jamie topic.
You guys talk about my shit more than I talk about it.
Right away. Like the second I feel I got to shit, I want to go shit immediately.
I try to do that. Okay. I try to do that.
What is this conversation, dude?
Sometimes depending on the circumstances, sometimes you end up holding it more than you want to. Yeah. But I would say most of the time I'm like, dude, I got to shit, I got to go.
They're talking about bowel movements as if this is some kind of interesting topic that not everyone does. They're like, oh, guys, isn't it so weird that when I need a poo, I go do one? No. Remember, guys, he was bragging about his health earlier? He was talking about how he's so much healthier than everybody else, guys.
How much shit was there?
Enough that was on my cheeks, and I worked out in it. And then I took a shower the next morning, and I was like, what is that? And I thought it was like lube or something with the towel, and there was shit on both cheeks. And I was like, oh, wow, I shit my pants last night. And then I looked at the pants, and I was like, no, I died. And Leanne came in my room, and she was like, it smells like balls in here. And I said to her, it's not balls. I shit my pants in the middle of the night.
And were the sheets covered in shit?
No, just in my pants.
Wow.
But he's not even laughing. This is not a joke. He's talking about how he shit his pants and then he went and worked out with shit all in his pants and he didn't even notice. It wasn't until he had a shower and rubbed it off in the shower, dude, that he realized he'd shit his pants.
It just reminds me, I remember
Why are you so upset, Jamie? I thought this is your kind of topic. This is not my kind of topic. You guys talk about my poo more than I talk about my poo.
In bed watching TV.
Okay, here we go. So he's now going to call up his dad, where he says his dad shit his pants over 1,000 times. And he's going to call him up and put him on the podcast to talk about how his dad shit his pants 1,000 times.
1,000?
It has to be. Hold on one second. I mean, my dad, and so I grew up in a household where shitting your pants was 100% normal.
Does he have any digestive issues then?
He's still alive. Hey, Dad, just give me you're on the podcast with me and Tom.
That's very nice to know.
Okay.
That's really nice to know. He does not sound happy.
And we're talking about shitting yourself. Now, I said that I grew up with a father who shit himself fairly commonly. If you had to ballpark...
Thanks a lot, bud. I'm glad. I'm glad no one listens to your podcast.
Dude, his dad just roasted his ass. I'm glad no one listens to your podcast. Holy shit. Oh my God.
If you had to say a number, how many times you think you've shit yourself? What do you think that number would be?
2 or less.
Dad, shut up. Dad, how many times do you think you've shit yourself?
No, you mean running?
Any shitting yourself counts.
Yeah, maybe 3 times.
Dad, bullshit. How many times did you hide in an orange grove because you shit yourself?
But I said running.
How many times have you shit yourself just in New York City alone?
Oh, never in New York.
That bullshit. You didn't leave the hotel because you were shitting yourself.
Well, I did have a depends on, bud.
What character are you doing right now? How many times have you shit yourself?
I think this conversation's ending. I think you should.
I don't get it. This is meant to be a comedy podcast, bro. He thinks he's so funny. Dude, is this a rich person thing? I don't know. I guess. I don't know. Rich people are just so fucking weird, bro.
He's trying to force an answer out of him to suit his story.
He is. 100% he is. He needs it to, line up with his story, dude. He's trying to push his dad to answer a certain way. I think his dad's lying. Everyone has shit themselves at least a little bit. Yeah, but remember, he's saying that his dad shit himself 1,000 times. And he's saying that unironic. He's saying that in complete earnest. My dad's going to say he shit himself 1,000 times. Do you know how many 1,000 is? That's 3 years worth of shit. How do you know? Basic maths. What do you mean, how do you know? Bert just lies. None of his stories are real. These aren't, real stories. Maybe the machine was real. I don't know. But these days, Bert's whole shtick is just lying. He just lies about things to make himself look good.
I want to know now,
show.
with the information you have, what's the results of my shit exam? Just so we can go back on this. Is it
literally
a chronic
airing his
issue?
dirty laundry? Yeah.
Am I going to be on meds?
In the
is
most
it a
literal
simple
way
diet
you could ever.
pivot, or is it nothing, or is it death, terminal?
No, it's gonna be your breeding.
I'm sorry?
Your breeding. You're gonna need high altitude foods because you come from a high altitude culture.
Oh my God. This is the final racist rant from Bert.
So it's a diet pivot.
It's a diet pivot. I guarantee you it's a diet pivot. You've gotten too much. Here's the deal, dude. You are not dark enough for your breeding. You forget your mirrors should say Peruvian on top of it because you're half Peruvian. You're half full-blooded
Just you wait till you hear what he's about to say.
Peruvian. Instead, you're a half-breed You're half full-blooded Peruvian. Instead, you're a half-breed that comes out wrong.
What the fuck? Oh my God, dude.
You're a half Peruvian. But but that's the deal. Sandra, who works in our office, you saw her coming in, the Asian chick.
Yep,
right. Yeah.
She's full, and she can't fuck around with a lot of different foods. Doesn't smell, doesn't have body hair. That's breeding.
The girl who's Asian doesn't smell and doesn't have body hair.
That is that comes out really eugenics, but
do you think the doctor's going to talk to me this way?
It doesn't come out eugenics. It comes out incredibly racist.
I am German Irish. I should be.
There is no science in this, by the way. Nothing dictates that if you were born of a certain culture, you need to eat only food that comes from that culture.
Eating potatoes and bread and bratwurst. I really think that the generations of how your body ate, your people ate,
is trying to tell people about health science because he's gone without alcohol for 1 month. What a fucking wanker, dude.
You can't just give. Is it black people are lactose intolerant? Or is it Asians are lactose intolerant?
Maybe Asians, I think.
What?
Well, 70% of the population is some degree of lactose intolerant.
But I think what happened is, and I don't. This is going to come out really fucked up, but I don't really care. But our country is a big melting pot, and that's what happened to our food. Is our food turned into a melting pot, and now we're eating from all over the world. But the truth is, our stomachs are still based in where we were born.
It's our DNA.
It's our DNA, and so you can't just eat crazy shit and then go, well, I wonder why I can't eat raw fish every single day. Well, you're not Japanese. You know,
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
Oh my God, what?
Everything you have said has come out fucked up, don't worry.
Only Japanese people can eat raw fish, dude.
This Asian woman at work doesn't smell or have body hair. Yeah, cause she probably shaves and takes showers, you unfunny ass clown.
Yeah, he's just shocked that everybody isn't walking around with shit in their pants, dude.
and it's going to be high altitude, low fat meats.
Everyone should eat low-fat meats. That's everybody. Everyone should. That's a healthy thing to do. The only differences were settings around like where individual races grew up, like races that had to deal with harsher sun environments, races that had to deal with a lot of snow, stuff like that. That's the only difference, is like they're more like adaptations for survival than anything else. But on the inside, dude, holy shit, these guys, they don't understand that we are the human race. We consume food. We turn calories into energy. All right, there are good foods and bad foods. It's not, you don't have to eat black foods if you're black. You don't have to eat Asian foods if you're Asian. This guy is so fucking insane, dude.
They didn't have cheese. They had cheese in Africa. No, they didn't have cheese.
Yeah, cheese is the only dairy product, you fucking dumbass. There's literally African cultures where they're like, part of becoming a man is you have to drink an entire fucking like liter of milk and then go hunting. They had fucking milk in Africa, you absolute moron, dude.
Yeah,
70 to 80% of black people have lactose non-persistent.
That's the entire, dude, oh my God. 70% to 80% of people have fucking lactose intolerance because we're not fucking made to eat lactose. We weren't designed, humans were not designed to consume dairy products. It just so happens that we can. It so happens that some of us can eat it without problem, but most people cannot eat dairy products without having stomach issues.
And I will have a report for you very soon.
I want to shit in a bucket now. How much are you paying to shit in a bucket?
I don't know. It's the doctor just gave me, they're like, pick up this stuff from the lab. And I got all the stuff and now I just got to shit and scoop it. And I told the doc, I was like, oh, I'll wait for a good shit. She was like, no, give me a nasty one. Give me a bad one.
Yeah.
I was like, ugh.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's not just him. This type of casual racism of white equals civilized and everybody else equals uncivilized was and is taught in schools and unis, not just in the, oh yeah, 100%. When they talk about systemic racism, this is exactly the kind of shit they're talking about, Berlin. He's like a frat boy that never grew. That's exactly what he is, Persian. Anyway, I really wanted to show you guys that because I think it's important to see these people for who they are. Okay? These are the kinds of people that you should just stop supporting. They're just shitty. They're just shitty people.